Hello everybody, today we're going to play a game with the black pieces and we're going to play the King's Indian defense. So let's see what he does. He doesn't go for the main line, he goes for this bishop line, and that means that we should not play this. We should just attack the bishop drops back, that's alright. And now we have to prepare this move for in the future. Now he has 3 defenders and we only have 1, so I think it's a good move to pin this knight. Also we have to be aware of this idea and not plunder our pawn. So let's see what he does. Now I think we can develop the other knight, and now we are prepared for this. But let's first take the bishop, the knight, so we prepare this, and then defend the pawn, and then we will strike with this move. So now we strike in the center. It's well defended, so maybe he cannot push, because then we grab the bishop. He can drop back to this square, but then we can still take actually, or maybe even play a slow move like queen e2 or c3 maybe, and he can take, after which we will take back with the knight. So he chooses that move, so now we can take, or I like the idea of moving this knight somewhere. It doesn't have a nice square now, but I also like this move, rook to e1, getting to the open file. When we open up, putting pressure. I like that move. He goes h5. Now I think we can just safely capture. And I just missed that this bishop was there, but now I just think we can come out with the knight, attacking the bishop. He can take us, but then we just take back with the rook, and we have nice pressure to this pawn. With the knight we can bring the queen, get the rook behind, so he takes as expected. It's important to know that this pawn is defended by our bishop, otherwise it would be a huge problem. And if it wasn't with a check, we would have taken this bishop in between, I guess, but it isn't. Or maybe take this pawn, because if we do this we don't have an attack on the center anymore. So I'm actually hoping that he takes, but he won't do that probably. So let's see, this is hanging. It's kind of a threat to take this one. Let's see what he does. He drops this bishop back, defending the pawn. Good move. And now I think I should just develop the queen. And now he drops back that bishop. But now I think we can go defend the pawn, attack the bishop. Nice move. Also starting to open up my bishop, which we'll be looking at a very nice diagonal. So let's see what he does. He can take, but then we just replace one knight with the other knight, so that's fine. He should maybe play something like this, but then we can even play g5, and he cannot sacrifice because the queen also defends. So he jumps in because we gave that square away, but we can just sidestep it, I guess, and it will be totally fine. What does he threaten? Not really anything. So let's just move here and we're totally fine. And we can just kick out the knight, bring the rook to the center, and have a lot of pressure. And we still threaten to take this bishop. It's just a one move threat. We dodge it, and we plan our own attack. So let's say if we take, he can maybe take with the knight or with the queen. And after that we can maybe bring one rook to the f file, putting pressure, and then the other one to the e file, putting pressure. We can also move our knight if he takes with the queen again. Oh no, actually not, because the bishop is there. So maybe we can try and reroute. But I don't know, because I want to get this knight out of the bishop way to pressure this diagonal. That would be nice. He is taking a long time to play a move, so he's really thinking. I think he is thinking about this one. Now g5 doesn't work because we are pinned, so I think this will be a good move now. But it's not really scary because he still doesn't threaten this. But I guess he threatens then to play this move, where you have to lose control on that pawn. But maybe after the bishop. So he castles. So, like I wanted to do, I guess we just take the bishop, takes with the queen. And now I want to play this move, kick the knight away. And I'm not really scared of losing this pawn, because then we just open up lines for our rooks to this king. And also now this queen is, if this knight moves, we can take it, because the queen also looks at that square. So let's do that immediately, attacking the queen. If he takes us, we take back with the queen. And now our bishop is opened up in the attack, and our rook is opened up. So this is just a very good position. We can even force a queen trade, but let's play it in a more attacking style, taking with the rook. And now we're actually just going to win the knight, but maybe there are even better ideas, because it is a very strong attack. But I think it is best to just win the knight. Win the knight, play d5, get the other rook in the game, and then look for a checkmate with something like this, creating weakness, sliding in maybe. So very nice, very nice. So he's thinking, because he sees that it's kinda over, but he's thinking if there isn't such a crazy in-between move, maybe something like this. But then we just, you might say desperado, but you cannot take the rook because the queen takes. So we just take, and after takes, ooh, actually this is a good move, because after take, maybe we do not move. Maybe we then just thread and checkmate. So I think he has to go for this. It's the only move that doesn't lose the knight immediately. Then we slide the queen over, and then he can maybe go for a queen. He can maybe go for a queen trade, but then we just trade and win the knight. So that also doesn't work. But I think this, he can come back with the knight. So I don't think this is a good move actually. But actually it's because his queen is also hanging. But this is just bad, because we win the knight. I don't see why not. Maybe he's thinking, let's get the rook on the 7th rank, and then we take the pawn, but that costs a couple of moves. So yeah, there he goes. But I'm just thinking about this move, check, or something like this. I like this move. It's a bit of a fork, but not really, because he can retreat his rook. He cannot. And to defend mate. And if he goes here, we can just take this rook. So it is a fork. But maybe he's looking at a queen sack, and then this check. But then we just drop our king back and everything's alright. So yeah, he can resign in this position. Yeah, like I told you, now he goes for this check, but he just moved back. And everything's fine. He can take the bishop. Then we can start giving checks. King comes out. So let's start with this one. Grab a pawn with check. And now just see which rook we can fork. So I don't see any rook yet. But I think we can just give another check. If he goes back, we give a check with a rook. And that will be checkmate. Actually not, because he can block with the rook. But he resigns because it will be checkmate in a few moves. So let's quickly analyze the game. Very nice game. King's Indian, we played h6, he went back. Bishop coming out, typical stuff. Trading this bishop off because we want to secure the e5 square. And our light squared bishop is a lot of the time just a bad piece. We defend the pawn, he's going for an attack, we strike in the center. We move our rook to this square, and the computer will always say this position is better for white, but it isn't that easy, because he now suggests d5. I can understand that, but then we would have played h5, get our knight around, put pressure. We would have allowed him to take us, place the rook on the f-file, queen up, this, and have a lot of counterplay. But I guess we are worse. But he played this, we took, put his knight in the center, went for the queen move up to defend the knight, and I thought this was a very nice move. The computer thinks it's better to go with this knight, but I don't think it really matters. I thought this was natural because you kind of start opening the bishop, but the knight comes out, he jumps to the center, and we move our queen one slide over, and now he's already worse, because what happened in the game, we can push it away and win the pawn. Castle's queen side, it only makes it worse, because now we win the dark squared bishop. So our dark squared bishop is just a dragon, a monster, and it keeps an attacking piece is gone, and now we are in the driver's seat by winning this pawn. So he should have played knight c3 here to help defend the king, because now he at least has a knight in front, protecting this square, protecting the center, blocking the check. But instead he went this way. Now our attack is just raging with the bishop, with the queen, with the rook. We take, we win the knight, he goes for counterplay, but just stay accurate. And now you have to go for this queen sack to not lose a rook and win a bishop, and then just a bishop actually, to just win a bishop, and after the checks it's over. And like I told you, oh, you cannot even move there, that's why. Just move there, and then this will just be